Canada has made an announcement that they're putting tariffs on the United States, and it's going to start at midnight. Donald Trump is going to put this economy in a really bad place. So I just want to say to everybody, prepare to the best of your abilities because everything is about to become unaffordable. Housing is going to get worse. Energy is going to get worse. Food, you name it. China just came out and they said they're putting tariffs on the US, and their first thing, they're putting tariffs on chickens that are imported here from China. And they're talking about the chickens that go in your grocery stores, not live chickens. The ones that go into your grocery stores and go to restaurants and, places of business. And it's about to get worse. The retaliation is already out there. So we're going to just talk about that. Y'all, my heart goes out right now to anybody that's not working and people that are on unemployment or about to lose their jobs. It's hard enough when you have a steady paycheck coming in. You see the amount of people online crying and they make $100,000 a year and still can't make it. You ain't seen nothing yet, y'all. It is about to get really bad For like 2 days, the stock market has been down in anticipation of these tariffs going into effect. So, we're gonna talk about some of the retaliation that's about to happen, and it is not good. I wish I could say it is good, but it's not good. Um, just put something up just to have a backdrop. All right. Okay, everybody, let's get into it. So, the trade wars are officially on. So, Donald Trump's his tariffs went into effect early this morning, and Canada just made a big announcement saying their tariffs will go into effect at midnight. Mexico and China will also impose tariffs on the US. The only ones that are going to suffer through this, y'all, are us. Donald Trump, people like Donald Trump and Elon Musk, they're not even going to feel this. This is why it is never good to have rich people running your country, because when things like this happen, that's going to impact the economy in a negative way. They are not going to have any understanding about it, and they won't care how the people feel. These tariffs were unnecessary. There was no feud going on between Canada and the US, Mexico and the US, and China. Everybody was really not going at each other, but they are now. So Donald Trump just kicked off a trade war against America's trading partners, drawing immediate retaliation from Mexico, Canada, and China, and sending financial markets in a tailspin. Everything's been down. Everything's been in a red. Okay. The US face the threat of rekindled inflation and paralyzing uncertainty for businesses. So, just after midnight, Trump imposed 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canadian imports, that he limited the levy to 10% on Canada's energy. Trump also doubled the tariffs he slapped on last month on China. Now, he said he was going to put a 10% tariff on China. China is now getting a 20% tariff. Well, Beijing announced tariffs of 15% on a wide array of products, U.S. farm exports. It also expanded the number of U.S. companies subjected to export controls and other restrictions on about 24 items. Justin Trudeau, his country, would plaster more than $100 billion of American goods over the next 21 days. Today, the United States launched a trade war against Canada, their closest partner and ally and close friend. At the same time, they're talking about working positively with Russia. Well, Claudia Sheinbaum, who is the president of Mexico, said she will respond to the new taxes with its own retaliatory tariffs. Sheinbaum said she will announce the products Mexico, you know, trade with the US on Sunday. The delay might indicate that Mexico still hopes to de escalate the trade war with Trump. The president is abandoning the free trade policies the US pursued for decades after World War II. He argues that open trade cost Americans millions of factory jobs and that the tariffs are the path to national prosperity. Trust me, it isn't. The tariffs are going to bring pain economically to the American people. The only ones that are going to tell you the truth about that are your foreign nations. Donald Trump is not going to tell you the truth. All he's going to tell you is, oh, yeah, well, there's going to be some pain. No, it's going to be a lot of pain, y'all. A lot. I don't want to be here fear mongering, but I don't want you not to know the truth. So, even your economists saying this whole thing will put America in a whole new era. The market dropped sharply Monday after Trump said there was no room left for negotiations that could lower the tariffs. Shares were mostly lowered on Tuesday after they took effect. So, Yale University Budget Lab estimates that Trump's tariffs amount to a tax hike of $1.4 trillion to $1.5 trillion over 10 years would disproportionately hit the poor. Yes, yes. It is going to get so bad. Some of our people that can only pay rent and barely buy food, literally going to have to look for another plan and possibly moving back in with their families because it's going to be hard out here, too hard for somebody that don't make enough for a living. Trump has said the tariffs are intended to address drug trafficking and illegal immigration, but he also said the tariffs will come down only if the US trade deficit narrows. The American president has injected a disobedient vitality into the world economy, leaving it off balance as people wonder what will he do next. During his first term, Trump imposed tariffs only after lengthy investigations into the national security implications of relying on foreign steel. So, well, he's not doing that. He's putting tariffs literally on everything. But by declaring the national emergency last month involving the flow of immigrants and illicit drugs across US border, he can only modify the tariffs with a stroke of a pen. So, of course, Democrats are full of crap. They're just trying to criticize it. I don't even want to hear from them. They are so useless. It's not even funny. So, the Republicans even some senators raised some alarms. Maine and Canada economies are integrated. And this is according to Senator Susan Collins of Maine, explaining that much of the state's lobster and blueberries are processed in Canada and then sent to the US. Truck drivers also said this is going to impact even transporting auto parts from Mexico into Texas. Like many on the border, he's worried about the fallout from the tariffs. Yes, because believe it or not, this is going to put a lot of people out of business. If you have a business, you may be going out of business because you won't be able to afford the supplies and goods that you need to keep your business going. So, people keep talking about bringing manufacturing jobs back, y'all. They've been saying that for more than probably close to 40 years. And I can tell you with a certainty, they're not bringing no manufacturing jobs back here when they can pay half the salary to somebody overseas. It is really nothing more than a talking point that is used politically. But as far as companies coming back here, they are never coming back here. And Donald Trump is also using that as an excuse. He knows these companies aren't going to come back here. All right. It's something catastrophic got to happen over in a place like China in order for them to feel like, okay, I got to move my business in order to save it. Other than that, if you don't see anything earth-shattering, they are not bringing these businesses back and then paying these high American salaries. They're not gonna do it. They have never done it even once. Nobody is going to move their factory until they have certainty. Just last week, North Carolina manufacturer moved to Mexico because it couldn't find enough workers in the United States. U.S. businesses near the Canadian border scrambled to deal with the impact. So, uh, and also people that are in, selling lumber and steel and things like that are saying it is going to have a terrible impact on their businesses. So, after years of efforts and thousands of dollars invested, Kentucky craft bourbon distiller gained a foothold in the Canada provinces and watched their sales grow. But now they say they are in the crosshairs and they don't know what's happening. They may have to put distribution on hold. So if you are a small distillery, you may have problems with getting everything on the shelf now because the tariffs and what it's going to cost a business is going to put them under. So they're saying you may see less alcohol on the shelves because of the tariffs. So China has threatened the US toy industry. And like I said, China also, they are putting tariffs on chicken imports to the country, to America. And they are saying that the company will have to go to war with its price and cost structure and figure out how to avoid penalizing consumers. So right now, they said, there are some people that still have their prices down, but for how long? How long will they have their prices down, y'all? How long? So, it's a bunch of industries now speaking out about what's to come, but this is really going to hurt. This time, it really truly is going to hurt. It already hurts, but it's going to hurt even more. So, y'all get ready. You're going to really see prices skyrocket in every single industry in this country. Well, this really did not have to happen, y'all. This is just something that Donald Trump wanted to do, but technically, we could have made it without all of these tariffs that he imposed. Yeah, a lot of places are talking about price increases. Yeah, that's true. Mhm. Yeah, well, the elites, they're not gonna feel this. They're fine. Whatever price is out there, they'll just pay it and keep it moving. But that can't be the case for everybody. A lot of people are already on tight budgets out here. That's why you hear them saying after we pay the rent or pay the mortgage, I have to starve a few days a month because I can't buy food, or I feed my kids, but I don't eat. You already got that situation going in a lot of households in America. This is going to create a new homeless class. It's going to create a new poor working class, which I don't think should exist. That's so stupid. If you got a job and you're working, why should you be working poor? You should have enough wages to make it. I never did agree with that. But America will raise prices all day long just to keep people poor up in here. For real. That's how rotten many of these rich folks are. They want people to always be beneath them and have less than them. And these people are so, this is what happens when you got the devil running your country. The only ones that are going to suffer the worst are the people. Mhm. Oh yeah, they want to mess with Social Security, Medicaid, they want to mess with Medicare. And right now, the courts are not allowing them to touch those things because if you start messing with health insurance that people depend on, the implications are going to be irreparable. You're going to have a lot of people in this country that will perish for real without Medicaid and your Medicare and Social Security. You're gonna see a lot of people dropping off in this country for real. But that's what they're trying to get at. I don't know if you saw the latest news. They have let, I think, 7,000 employees go that work for Social Security. They let 7,000 go. So it's no joke what they're doing. So if Donald Trump is deliberately trying to crash out the economy, which many of us are saying, well, he's definitely on the path of doing it, and it won't take long. It won't take long, especially with these other countries retaliating on the US. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, a lot of things are gonna go through the roof, and crime is gonna jump up when people can't afford nothing. Crime is gonna jump up in the country, and it's really gonna jump up because we are just weeks away from spring, and we're getting ready to hit our Hebrew spring in about another week. We should be hitting our Hebrew spring, and then we got our Passover coming up. So, yeah, if things are gonna go crazy, this is the time, and we're in those times right now. Yeah, well, Elon, if nothing else, Elon Tesla stocks are in the toilet. There is a global protest and boycott against Tesla right now. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, we know. Yeah, that's true. King Wage, you can best believe the Most High is using Donald Trump. He is. You know, this ain't going to just hurt us, y'all. It is going to devastate his own people because see, they never had to go through nothing. They never had to suffer. They don't know what it's like to be in an oppressive state, but they're about to find out now. Many of them, that's why they're crying on video. They see their lives slipping away from them. But as far as we are concerned, we're probably the most prepared people for a disaster. Nobody will get through it better than us. You can best believe that. We know what to do. Mhm. We know what to do. Oh yeah, people are going after to and the thing is, it's not safe for people that are driving Tesla. A lot of people that drive Teslas are reporting incidents of people doing things to them and throwing things at their cars and stuff. So it's not a good idea to be cruising around in a Tesla. A lot of people are reporting things happening to them and, folks doing things to their Tesla. So it may not be a good idea to be cruising around in one right now either. I don't know why anybody want those Teslas anyway. They got horrible mechanical issues. Yeah, they're spray painting on Teslas. Yeah, there's a lot of incidents happening. That's right. Mhm. Yeah. So y'all, you know, I wish I could bring better news to you. And perhaps my next story will be a better one, but this one is just not so good. So I'm definitely going to be cutting back on things that I spend on and try to retain as much of my income that I'm making as I can. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, and that cyber truck, because we were talking about that. I think that thing is so ugly. I don't see how anybody would want that thing. It is just that is like an eyesore to me. It is ugly as hell. Look like a stainless steel can driving down the road. Yeah, those cyber trucks are butt ugly. They are ugly. Yeah, we'll all be cutting back. You can best believe that. Mhm. And if you can do a garden, do a garden. If you can't, if you got a farmer's market, that'll probably be your best bet where you can bulk up on food and you won't have to spend so much money. Especially people that just can't do a garden because of your living circumstances, then carry your butt down to the farmer's market and load up down there. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, it is going to be difficult for many people. That is true. That is very true. Mhm. Hey, it's nothing wrong with cooking at home. You don't have to have all that stuff out there in these fast food restaurants and restaurants in general. You There's nothing wrong with cooking at home. It's probably way healthier than getting all that crap out there anyway. Mhm. Yeah. I mean, if you got an apartment, you can always do a patio garden, on your balcony. If you have a balcony, just put a patio garden out there. You don't have to have a lot. Just put the things that you eat the most, as far as veggies or even cantaloupes, or you can even grow that. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it is going to close down a lot of businesses that can't afford to pay more money. There are some that are barely keeping things together now. So it's really difficult for a lot of people right now. Hmm. So, everybody, I'm not going to keep you any longer. Thank you so much for coming. I just wanted to update you on this. So, just keep in mind, Canada, their tariffs will go into effect at midnight. And Sunday, Mexico's tariffs will go into effect, and China, they're putting theirs into effect immediately. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, look, the ones that are crying, especially the ones that are MAGA and crying that they lost their federal job, I don't even feel sorry for them folks. I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for them. I think many of them voted for Donald Trump because they thought whatever he did was not going to impact them. It would impact us, but it would not impact them. And they're finding out for the first time that it is impacting them. So I'm sorry. I just don't feel bad for them at all. So, y'all, please enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll definitely come back on a different topic. Shalom, family. Oh, let me thank Monica Gregory, thank you so much for the super sticker. I deeply appreciate your support. Shalom, family.